What if I told you that the most exciting sport bike coming to the US this year doesn't come from Japan? That's right. While everyone's busy debating between the Ninja 400, the R3, or maybe even the KTM RC 390, Triumph might be getting ready to crash the party with a sleek, aggressive, full-fairing 400cc machine that looks like it came straight out of a European track day. And here's the kicker. We weren't even supposed to know about it yet. In a recent teaser posted by Triumph Indian Division, sharp-eyed fans noticed something big, tucked into a few seconds of footage, barely lit and moving fast, was what appears to be a fully fair version of the Triumph 400. Not the naked speed, not the scrambler, but a true sport bike. One with low clip-ons, aerodynamic lines, and a silhouette that screams Daytona DNA. And it gets even better. This bike isn't just about looks. It's built on the same foundation as the Speed 400, a motorcycle that already impressed riders in the US with its build quality, price point, and European feel. But imagine all that, wrapped in full bodywork, tuned for sharper handling, and aimed directly at the beginner sport bike segment. Think about it. Triumph, a brand known for heritage and refinement, entering a market dominated by Yamaha, Kawasaki, and KTM? That's not just a new bike. That's a serious shift in strategy. So here's the question that's been echoing across forums and group chats ever since that teaser dropped. Could this be the R3 killer that American riders have been waiting for? We're going to break down everything we know and a few things we can safely assume about this mysterious new Triumph. Because if this bike is even half as good as it looks, it might just change the game. To understand what this new fairing-clad Triumph might be capable of, we need to take a closer look at the family it comes from. In 2023, Triumph surprised the motorcycle world by introducing two brand new models in the 400cc class, the Speed 400 and the Scrambler 400X, designed in the UK but built in India through a partnership with Bajaj. These bikes were Triumph's bold entry into the entry-level market. And let's be clear, they didn't just dip a toe in the water. They jumped in headfirst. The Speed 400 made waves with its impressive specs. A liquid-cooled 398cc single-cylinder engine delivering 39.5 horsepower and 27.7 pounds-ft of torque. But what really got riders talking was the ride quality. It didn't feel cheap. In fact, most first impressions said the opposite. It felt refined, solid, balanced, like something that cost way more than its price tag suggested. And speaking of price, Triumph went for the jugular. The Speed 400 launched in the US at just $4,995. That's cheaper than a Yamaha R3, cheaper than a Ninja 400. And still, it brought things like a slipper clutch, bi-BRE brakes, a USD fork, and high-quality fit and finish. But what if you took all of that, and instead of the upright bars and naked street styling, you gave it a racing posture, wrapped it in a sharp aerodynamic shell, and gave it a silhouette that turns heads at every intersection? That's what the teaser hints at. And with Triumph already proving it can deliver on value, quality, and design with the Speed and Scrambler 400, the idea of a sport bike built on the same platform becomes way more than just wishful thinking. Because now, we've got clues, shapes, shadows, angles, and the internet's been playing detective with every frame of that teaser. The teaser might have been short, but it spoke volumes. In just a few frames, barely lit. Moving fast, we caught glimpses of something special. A sharply sculpted front fairing, twin headlight outlines, low-slung handlebars, rear set foot pegs, and most notably, a silhouette that looks like it came straight off a racetrack. It's not just a Speed 400 with bodywork thrown on. This looks purpose-built, focused, intentional. From what we can tell, the frame seems unchanged from the Speed, which makes sense. It's a solid base, but the riding position looks different. Lower bars, tucked-in stance, the kind of ergonomics designed not just for street performance, but for fun in the corners and even the occasional track day. And then there's the tail section short, clean and high. A sharp step up from the rider to the passenger seat, giving the bike that aggressive attack mode profile you'd expect from a sport bike. There are hints of the Daytona, 675 in its lines, Triumph's legendary supersport. But this isn't just a baby Daytona. This is something new. Something that's trying to blend classic Triumph performance with modern entry-level accessibility. The exhaust? Short and tucked? The wheels? Likely the same alloys from the Speed, which already look premium for the price. We might even see the same bi-BO re-braking setup, which includes a 300mm front disc and a 2-piston caliper solid for this class dot. And here's what really caught our attention. The dash dot in one pause frame of the teaser, you can almost make out a digital display. Not just a basic LCD, possibly a full-color TFT like the Speed 400 uses. If Triumph includes Bluetooth connectivity and navigation features they started offering on bigger bikes, it could make this one of the most tech-savvy bikes in the segment. All of this suggests that Triumph isn't just slapping fairings on the naked and calling it a day. They're crafting something intentional, something exciting, something that might just shake up the status quo. And now that we've seen what's likely coming, it's time to ask the big question. Does it actually have the specs to take down the segment leaders?